Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 240 based on novel. So let's start. Xiao, go take a look first. Remember, capture their leaders first, and don't let them run away. As the crowd moved, Jade Legacy immediately said to the water-type men in the team. Okay. Xiao heard the words, agreed immediately, and then prepared to take a step first. There's something unusual here. I'll go with him. Xiao Yang finished speaking, his figure flickered and disappeared directly in place, and Xiao directly faced the village above the mountains. Old man, can we talk about the Ice and Fire Island now? Don't worry, the people in your village will not die again. Yu Ifeng smiled slowly. Originally, the destination this time was related to Ice and Fire Island. He was trying to get rid of Xiao Yang, but Xiao Yang asked for his order directly. This made Yu Ifeng quite happy. It's just that Yu Ifeng forgot. Although their entire team is strong, their soul power is weak. Xiao Yang naturally sensed Yu Ifeng's careful thoughts, leaving a trace of soul power that was not noticed by everyone, so he left here. In order to know what the so-called Ice and Fire Island is. Little brother, your strength. Xiao and Xiao Yang rushed towards the mountains one after the other, but Xiao couldn't help but be surprised. According to his own perception, among these mysterious people, the strength is not weak, and he has no time to control Xiao Yang, but Xiao Yang's huge soul power is a necessity for them to deal with that creature, which makes Xiao in a dilemma for a while. After all, Xiao knows that the leader of the mysterious man is likely to have the same strength as himself. Facing a strong man of the same level, it is not difficult to arrest him, but arresting him while protecting Xiao Yang may be unrealistic. Don't worry, I can protect myself. Xiao Yang smiled. Since that's the case, then I'm relieved. Xiao said with a smile. After speaking, the two of them headed straight for the mountain. These bastards, no one actually knows the location of Icefire Island. The mysterious man also cursed slowly, his voice quite resentful. There are also Hun Wuya and Hun Hao. The dignified soul venerables ranked 12th and 11th in our ghost kingdom have lost even the immortal leaves. Is Hun Wuya even fallen? The name of this soul venerable is not as good as me, it's really trash. The mysterious man said slowly to himself. Forget it, and I'll go see it myself. The loss of the undead leaves has already made the above angry. If they don't collect enough information about the soul body or Icefire Island, once the above is angry, I am afraid. Thinking of this, the mysterious man couldn't help shaking his body. What's going on? The mysterious man had just left the center of the village, and suddenly saw a hill full of about 10 people at the main entrance of the village, and exclaimed directly. Those figures that were piled up into a hill were obviously his subordinates, and most of their strengths were at the peak level of Do Di or the early stage of Do Xian. How could they be so easily teased? Leader, there are enemies. One of the figures still had his last breath, but when he finished saying this, his life was gone. Are you the leader of these people? Right in front, Xiao was wrapped in black clothes, dressed in the same attire as the mysterious man. Who are you? Seeing Xiao like this, the mysterious man couldn't help frowning, but he didn't take it lightly. It doesn't matter who I am. The people in this village have a relationship with me. You have killed so many people. Captain, please come over. Xiao smiled slightly, her voice full of jokes. Then let's see if you have the ability. The mysterious man is not a fuel-efficient lamp. Seeing that, Xiao said so, and couldn't help saying. You don't eat or drink for a toast. Xiao heard the words and shouted loudly, ready to fight. As for Xiao Yang's words, she stood quietly by the side. The realm of ghosts and fog. The next moment, the mysterious man opened his mouth instantly, giving Xiao any chance to fight back. Gulu gulu. The mysterious man's voice just fell, and a spooky ghostly energy erupted directly from his body, and then suddenly surrounded the village for about 100 miles. What a gloomy ghost. Looking at the appearance, this mysterious person is going to close this place so as to deal with Xiao. Xiao Yang on the side was naturally aware of the mysterious person's intention. To put it bluntly, it is to use ghost chi to form a place similar to an enchantment, so that the mysterious person can use the power of ghost chi to hide his figure and deliver a fatal blow when necessary. That's right. Xiao looked at her surroundings and was immediately surrounded by ghosts. Without a trace of panic, she spoke slowly. This Xiao's strength seems to be a bit strong. The next moment, seeing Xiao so calm, Xiao Yang couldn't help but say. Ordinary water-type powerhouses are basically women, and because the water type has the ability to recover, most of them are protected in the team. As for Xiao, who is directly like a fighter, this is the first time Xiao Yang has seen it. Looking for death. Looking at the ghostly aura emanating from the surroundings, the mysterious figure was like a ghost, drowning in the gloomy ghostly aura. Severe ghost claws. The next moment, a rather strange sound suddenly came from the ghostly energy behind Xiao, and then a giant claw of dozens of meters made entirely of black gas suddenly attacked Xiao. It's good to come. Xiao turned around, and a stream of water suddenly appeared in her hand, directly facing the ghost claw. Boom boom boom. As soon as the two attacked, they were almost evenly matched. What a powerful strength. The mysterious man just attacked, and suddenly realized that Xiao was definitely not a simple person, and the figure was hiding in the ghost. This guy is too cunning. The next moment, Shui's face also became tilde because he actually found that in this ghost fog, his own power was faintly faint. Being eaten up, and even with the existence of ghosts and mists, I can't find the trace of the mysterious person. Don't worry, I have a solution. Just when Xiao was a little bit devastated by the mysterious person, Xiao Yang's soul voice transmission slowly entered Shui's mind. Do you have a solution? Xiao said in surprise when she heard the words. I can crack his tricks for a short time, but I can only buy 3 seconds. Xiao Yang hesitated for a while, then said. 3 seconds is enough. As long as we crack his hiding place and let him show up, let alone 3 seconds, even 1 second, I can make him hurt. Xiao said with a smile. The fighting spirit in this guy's body has actually become turbulent. It seems that he is preparing some killer move. I'll start too. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, he closed his eyes slightly, and then the soul power in his body was rapidly mobilized, and even a very sharp voice echoed in this space. These two guys, what are they doing? Forget it, let's solve this 2-star Dozian first. The boy in the early stage of 1-star Dozian probably won't be able to jump around for a long time. Slowly moving, a fierce killing intent emerged, slowly approaching Xiao. Kid, die. A stern voice came from all directions in the village shrouded in the ghost fog, making people unable to distinguish the true direction, but the huge power contained in the black fog made people secretly smack tongue. Don't be too happy too soon, and when he noticed the mysterious man's fierce attack, even Xiao couldn't help but be vigilant. In fact, Xiao is still a little worried. After all, although Xiao Yang's soul power is strong, in the final analysis, it is only the strength of the 1-star Dozian in the early stage. I am afraid that he will not be able to deal with these 2-star Dozian. If Xiao Yang fails, I am afraid that his end will be bad. Where to go? Go to hell. Seeing that Xiao Yang and Xiao did not move, the mysterious man suddenly laughed violently, his palms slowly shook, and dozens of phantoms attacked Xiao from all directions. On the palm composed of ghost chi, a wave of black ghost chi fluctuations slowly brewed into existence. Such a terrible blow, if it is hit, I am afraid that Xiao will be seriously injured if he does not die. Dozens of phantoms, each of which is like a real body. Although my attack method is tyrannical, it only has the power of 1 blow. If I choose the wrong one, I'm afraid. Right now, I can only pin my hopes on this guy. I hope you won't let me down. Xiao held her hands tightly, and a tyrannical aura was suppressed in an instant. If Xiao Yang succeeded, then naturally everyone is happy. If they fail, I am afraid that both of them will be in deep danger. Wang buzzing. A slight voice actually sounded slowly in this ghost fog realm. The sound was like a locust shaking its wings. Keep calm and guard your soul. When the mysterious man concentrated on attacking Xiao, Xiao Yang suddenly transmitted a faint sound transmission to Xiao's mind. What? Xiao heard that. Just after protecting her soul realm, she didn't have time to ask Xiao Yang why, and suddenly a very harsh voice sounded slowly in this ghost fog shrouded in ghost chi. Crying from the sky. The next moment, Xiao Yang's soul attack also erupted in an instant. Wang buzzing. Like the sound of countless locusts flapping their wings, it slowly reverberated in this space. The next moment, an invisible energy ripple with violent energy attacked the mysterious man. The 10 figures attacked Xiao, but Xiao Yang's invisible soul force shot at the middle figure in an instant. How is it possible? When the mysterious man saw this, his face covered by the black clothes became distorted, and a fear filled his heart. Boom boom boom. In just one breath, Xiao Yang's soul attack silently hit the mysterious man's real body. Although the mysterious man transformed into 10 phantoms with the help of the enchantment, under Xiao Yang's huge soul power, he could see through his real body at a glance. In addition, The mysterious man was concentrating on dealing with Xiao. Naturally, Xiao Yang's attack was not found, and now he was hit by such a tyrannical soul attack from Xiao Yang, and suddenly a scream resounded through the enchantment. The two-star fighting immortal powerhouse really lives up to its reputation. After Xiao Yang performed his soul attack, although the mysterious person was injured, the shock force of the mysterious person also made Xiao Yang uncomfortable, and a mouthful of blood suddenly spewed out. If this guy is also a one-star Yan strong, then the attack of his soul just now, I am afraid that he can be completely wiped out in an instant, but this guy is a two-star Yan. This is. At the next moment, Xiao Yang just wanted to regulate his body, when a stream of clear and transparent water suddenly attached to his body, and even the injury that had just been shaken by the mysterious person was also slowly of healing. The rest, leave it to me. Xiao Yang shook his head, and suddenly saw Xiao not far from him. At this time, the clear and transparent water flow all over his body slowly wrapped it, even in his pupils, full of a majestic atmosphere that is not afraid of heaven and earth. You bastards. It's a good thing for me, and you all have to die. The black clothes on the mysterious man who was hit by Xiao Yang's soul attack shattered instantly, revealing his true colors, and he became weak in an instant, obviously suffering from serious injuries. Soul body? Seeing this, Xiao Yang couldn't help but say, obviously he was too familiar with this illusory state. Let you feel the true power of the water attribute to fight immortals. Saint rank intermediate. Waterfall sky curtain. At the next moment, the water flow around Shue's body quickly flowed, and then a larger flow of water burst out from her body, and then attacked the evil soul body that had already shown its original shape. Go! It's so strong. Xiao Yang saw that the water flow that burst out of Shue's body actually formed a huge water curtain with a size of hundreds of feet, like a huge water network that was impenetrable and hungry, and the pressure contained on it made Xiao Yang feel like he was out of breath. How is that possible? Seeing this, the soul body couldn't help roaring. Obviously, the coercion that this waterfall and sky curtain gave him was like death. Boom boom boom. However, Xiao did not give the soul body any chance to hesitate. With a sudden squeeze of the palm, the huge water curtain shot directly at it. Crash. Although the power of the water flow is not strong, the water curtain with a size of hundreds of meters, coupled with the huge momentum, this force is enough to tear any strong person. The soul body seemed to have lost the restraint of the black clothes, and its strength dropped significantly. Just when it was touched by the water curtain, a heart-piercing voice resounded throughout the village. Bang bang bang. With such a scream of the soul body, the enchantment of the realm of ghost fog that it casted instantly dissipated. Etc. Stay alive. The next moment, the huge water curtain engulfed all the soul body in an instant, and then a rushing voice sounded. Oops. Called by this sudden tilde, Xiao suddenly lost the breeze just now, regretting. These guys are actually hiding something from me. I have to keep a hand. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, his hand jumped lightly, and he went directly to the claws of the soul body. With this trace of the source of his soul, Xiao Yang was able to force him to find out the information he needed. Pimple. The soul body that was swallowed by the water moon and water curtain in the mid-air, but in an instant, the sound of an explosion sounded, and then it turned into a sky full of powder and disappeared. Xiao, you. As soon as the earth monkey appeared, he rolled his eyes at Xiao. I couldn't control it. Xiao also shrugged helplessly. Obviously he didn't expect that this guy's two-star fighting immortal's strength would be so vulnerable. However, Xiao obviously didn't know that if it wasn't for Xiao Yang's soul attack being the biggest nemesis of this kind of soul body, I'm afraid a middle-level saint-level fighting skill, Waterfall Tianmu, wouldn't be able to kill him. Any clues? Yu Ifeng and the others also came to the village. Looking at the messy village, they couldn't help but say, it's fine for now. All the people who attacked this village are dead. But one thing is strange, it seems that these guys are not human. Almost all of them are soul bodies. Xiao shook her head and said, soul body? But when he heard this sentence, the always quiet old man village chief shrank his pupils tightly, and a trace of fear flashed in his eyes. What's wrong with you? Yu Ifeng asked without changing his expression, looking at the fear that appeared in the old man's heart. Just after Xiao Yang and Xiao left, even if Yu Ifeng pressed him about something, the old man didn't reveal anything, which made Yu Ifeng doubtful, but he didn't expose him immediately. How could it be a soul body? Our deserted village obviously didn't do anything to hurt the world, how could it be here? The old man seemed to be extremely distressed and shouted with his head covered. Xiao, appease him. When Yu Ifeng saw this, he said directly, if he let it go on like this, I'm afraid this old man would die instantly because he couldn't bear the blow. Okay. Xiao heard the words, and a gentle wave of water slowly surrounded the old man. Just now she was about to slowly stabilize his mood. Old man, what's wrong with you? Xiao Yang stepped forward and asked tentatively. It's them. It must be them. They came back for revenge. Enveloped by the soft water waves of Xiao, his mood instantly stabilized, but there was a hurried voice coming out of his mouth. They. When the old man said this, the whole group couldn't help but look at each other. Calm me down. Xiao was also at a loss, and immediately increased the surrounding of water waves, instantly comforting the old man. Are you all right? As Xiao increased her strength, the old man suddenly calmed down. After a while, Xiao Yang opened his mouth and said, "Oh, they're all dead." Seeing that in this village, thousands of villagers all fell to the hands of the original mysterious man, the old village chief couldn't help but look melancholy. Old man, what's going on? Yu Feng asked after the old man stabilized. You are also heading to Ice and Fire Island, right? The old man seemed to see everyone's thoughts and said immediately, one thing, but we are not the same as these guys. Yu Feng heard the words, and did not deny it, he said directly. Island of Fire and Ice. Seeing this, Xiao Yang secretly wrote down the name in his heart, but he didn't know why. Every time he chanted this name, the mysterious power surrounding the clan lines on his forehead spread out. Hot stock volatility. Ice and Fire Island. 10 Temple Yama. They should be old rivals. But this Fire and Ice Island is quite dangerous. Why are these people going? The danger of Ice Fire Island, even if it is a 4-star fighting immortal, there will be no return. The Lord of Soul Eater whispered softly. Since you are going to Ice Fire Island, do you know what Ice Fire Island is? After a while, the old man changed his weakness and said to Yu Feng. When everyone heard the words, they were indifferent at that time. Obviously, they knew very little information about Ice and Fire Island. Ice and Fire Island, that is a very special island above our eastern continent. The old man spoke slowly, as if he was telling a story. The location of Ice Fire Island is extremely mysterious. I am afraid that in the entire eastern continent, there are only 3 people who know it. And it is said that the location of Ice and Fire Island is not on land, but in a special void. Ice Fire Island is surrounded by hot flames and bone-deep ice. If you find a place and want to enter it, then the ice fire will undoubtedly be the first test. The Ice Fire Island is a combination of an active volcano and a 10,000-year ice cellar. The entire Ice Fire Island is roughly divided into 2 parts. 10 floors, and every floor is imprisoned with heinous villains. Those wicked people have tainted tens of thousands of lives in their hands. That's why Ice and Fire Island is also called by outsiders a purgatory for imprisoning the wicked. The old man said as if he remembered some rather bad memories. Ice and Fire Island? 10-level prison? Xiao Yang heard the words, and his head was covered with black lines. It was hard to believe that the destination of these people was Ice Fire Island, but Ice Fire Island was a prison. Could it be that these people were there to save people? In Ice and Fire Island, there are guardians on each floor. After defeating the guardians, it is possible to come into contact with the imprisoned villains, and it is also possible to obtain a lot of gold and silver treasures, but there are island guardians on the Ice and Fire Island. It has been guarded for generations, so few people can save these villains. And the souls who just attacked my village, although I don't know their specific forces, but they are quite passionate about the prisoners in the Ice and Fire Island, as if they want to rescue someone. The old man continued. I think your aura is very strong, but if you want to rely on this strength to go to Ice Fire Island, I still advise you to give up, otherwise you will have no return. The old man's voice was very solemn, obviously for Xiao Yang and his party. Man's warning. These, we all know. We went to Ice and Fire Island because we were entrusted by others. As for whether or not things can be successful, it depends on luck. Yu Feng said with a slight smile after hearing this. Where is Ice Fire Island? After a while, Yu Feng spoke up. Where is Ice Fire Island now? Xiao asked. Ice and Fire Island can move. I'm afraid that in a month, its exit will temporarily appear, and the entrance to that appearance is probably in Shawu village not far from our deserted village. The old man said. Boss, this guy. Xiao asked after hearing the words, unable to make up her mind for a while. He's right. Yu Feng heard the words and slowly looked into the distance. They had indeed entered the Ice and Fire Island by chance, it's just that just dealing with the guardians of the 10th floor made them almost annihilated, and the ground dragon blood crystal was also there. Obtained therein. After defeating the 10th floor guardian, getting the dragon blood crystals and some treasures, they are heading towards the 9th floor, but where they are, they have suffered heavy losses, which is enough if it wasn't for Jade Legacy's ability to press the bottom of the box. I'm afraid they will all die where. They don't know the specific appearance of the guardian of the 9th floor. The only thing that is certain is that the guardian of the 9th floor is a creature who is good at using soul power to attack. This is why they took out the dragon blood crystal. Go to the auction to find out why the alchemist went. And the reason for all of this is that it started with a commission. The Eagle Eye Squad was originally intended to serve their Jade family, and it was quite famous on Dongju, but for some unknown reason, it was paid attention to by a big man, and thus a commission was placed. This commission carries the energy fluctuations of the supreme masters of the ghost world. If they don't handle it well, let alone their team, I am afraid that the strength behind them will also be instantly wiped out. This is why they are so anxious. And this entrusted task is to rescue a certain figure imprisoned in the Ice and Fire Island. It's just that although they knew who they were going to rescue, they didn't know much about Icefire Island, so they couldn't be sure which floor that person was on, so they could only explore layer by layer. This is why they found Xiao Yang. According to their guess, this person is on the 9th or 8th floor at most. Since that's the case, let's go first. Yu Yifeng said slowly after a while, his voice filled with a majestic momentum. As soon as the words fell, a dazzling and fierce fighting chi emerged, which directly swept all the mysterious people here in an instant. With a pinch of the palm, they instantly turned into dust. Yes. When everyone saw this, the mysterious people in the team didn't have too much sympathy. After all, they deserved what they deserved, so they slowly prepared to leave for the next village. Ice and Fire Island exists in a mysterious void. Every once in a while, an entrance will appear randomly in Dongju. If they don't encounter it, I am afraid that they will need to wait for more time, so they must hurry and arrive at the entrance in advance to wait. Let's go. Seeing the sad expression in the old man, everyone didn't stop, and went directly to the next village. This time, they did not summon the flying beast, but chose the easiest way to walk. After all, this deserted village, the village has already been slaughtered, and the next village is definitely not good, but to go there, for the sake of safety, walking is the safest. Wait a minute, everyone, Shawu village may have been slaughtered by gangsters, and you need something to enter Icefire Island, just as the old man knows that he can take you there. The old man knows that his strength is weak, but I still want to urge you to wipe out those villains, so as to comfort the spirits of the dead in our village. Just as Xiao Yang and the others were about to leave, the old man said sadly, Shuei you, Xiao Ye and Miss Luqing plus Xiao Yang, the four of you go to Shawu village to inquire. We and the old man will go get the thing back, otherwise it will be extremely difficult to enter Icefire Island without it. After a while, Yu Yifeng decided. He needs something to enter the entrance of Ice and Fire Island. He knows this, and now the time is tight, so he can only resort to this. Then separate here. If you encounter an invincible enemy, retreat first. You guys are headed by little brother Xiao Yang. Yu Yifeng explained, then he smiled slowly at Xiao Yang, and took the two to follow the old man. The strength of Jade Legacy 3-star Fighting Immortal is naturally able to detect some hidden things. This Xiao Yang is by no means as simple as it seems. If that's the case, then let's go. Seeing Yu Yifeng leaving, Xiao Yang shrugged helplessly and said immediately, attacking the mysterious people in the deserted village is undoubtedly similar to the power of the Soul Palace on the Dochi continent, so Xiao Yang is still a little afraid of this ghost world. After all, the power of the Soul Palace, even Xiao Yang thinks about it now. Some indifferent. Fortunately, Xiao Yang had captured a trace of the leader's soul power just now, so he could also question him while he was on his way. Let's go to Shawu village first and see the journey. We should be able to reach the periphery in 2 days, and then wait and see what happens. Shuei Yu on the side took out the map and said with a glance. Second uncle is really, why let a hairy boy bring us? Isn't this asking us to die? Yu Xiaoye, who was beside him, said with a gloomy expression. Originally, Yu Xiaoye was an eldest young lady with a temper. Before adding Xiao Yang, she was rude to herself and would definitely lose her temper, but after being warned by Yu Yifeng secretly 3 times, she could only carefully keep her anger in her heart. Otherwise, if Xiao Yang's chi ran away, the Jade Legacy would probably make Xiao Yi unable to eat and walk around. Let's go. Xiao Yang naturally didn't want to pay attention to this girl, laughed, and took the lead in walking. Following Xiao Yang's walk, a man and 2 women followed slowly. Under the leadership of Xiao Yang's enormous soul power, the 4 of them avoided the territory of many soul beasts, and the journey was easy, which inevitably weakened Yu Xiaoya's anger towards Xiao Yang. There should still be some distance to go. Let's see next, where is this guy sacred? And Xiao Yang, with his huge soul power, found that there were no enemies in this radius, and he was also doing two things with one heart, preparing to capture the one he had just captured. A trace of soul power to explore. Be careful, if this guy is really a member of the Ghost Kingdom, then he may have some secrets about him. After all, the Ghost Kingdom is quite mysterious, and even the highest among us in the three domains cannot penetrate them. Xiao Yang's mind moved. At that time, the voice of the Soul Eater came out. En. Xiao Yang heard the words, and carefully released a trace of the mysterious man's soul power into his sea of vindictiveness, and immediately mobilized a huge soul power to prepare for exploration. Do it. Xiao Yang was still walking calmly, but at this time, the dazzling soul power in his body was strung against the soul power he had just captured, and the memories poured into Xiao like a sea. In the mind of inflammation. This guy seems to have violent soul power fluctuations. Is it an illusion? Liu Qing's beautiful eyes moved, obviously sensing something, but nothing was wrong with Yu Xiaoya and Xue Yu. Who? Detecting memory is a rather dangerous method. If Xiao Yang's soul power is weaker than the mysterious person's soul power, he may be taken away by him in an instant, but on the contrary, Xiao Yang's soul power is stronger than him. Suddenly, a lot of information can be obtained from that trace of soul power. How could it be possible? And Xiao Yang, just after examining that trace of soul power, his eyes were a little dull, and a wry smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. What's wrong? Although the Soul Eater was living in Xiao Yang's body, he didn't know what Xiao Yang had found out of the mysterious person's soul power. Seeing Xiao Yang's appearance, he couldn't help asking. This guy's strength is about the early stage of 2-star Dozian, and he has a good position in the Ghost Kingdom, but he doesn't seem to have contact with their high level. Xiao Yang's eyes flashed with a hint of pity. The guys in the Ghost Kingdom are very careful, and they have a clear division of labor. People who are too low level should not know anything. The Lord of Soul Eater also shook his head when he heard the words. But I just checked this guy's memory. Apart from saying that a strong man in their Ghost Kingdom was imprisoned in Icefire Island, it seems that some intermittent memories are telling one thing. Xiao Yang said with some doubts. What's the matter? The Soul Eater asked slightly. Light, devil. Life, the last ray of light. Xiao Yang relied on his memory to recheck the memory of his investigation without a trace. What? As Xiao Yang's voice just fell, the Soul Eater Lord's expression became extremely nervous. Even in the NA ring, the Soul Eater talisman and the Blood River Bell exude a monstrous ghostly energy, tightly wrapping the Soul Eater Lord. Senior, you are. This was also the first time Xiao Yang saw the mainstream of Soul Eater revealing such a situation, so he couldn't help saying, "Those aren't things you should know. But next, I will try my best to make you improve your strength quickly. Those things, when your strength reaches your own level, whether it is me, the Golden Dragon King, or even the secrets of your Xiao clan, will tell you all the secrets." Soul Eater's voice was full of melancholy, and his words were sincere. He said to Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang and his party slowly walked towards Shawu village, and Yuefeng also took the rest of the team and went directly to the place where the medicines that entered Icefire Island were grown. At this time, Shawu village. Shawu village, this is a village living by the sea. The whole village has about 2,000 people. It is not small in scale. There are a variety of wooden houses and sand along the way. In addition, with the invasion of the sea breeze, fog will blow from time to time here, causing blurred vision, hence the name. At this time, in almost the entire village, powerful men stood on an altar about 100 meters in size, facing the three figures with the same enemy. I saw the three figures, wearing a dark black robe, covering the entire body tightly, and a trace of extremely evil aura constantly permeated from their body, but behind the black robe, there was a thorn. A big red letter. The conspicuous red enchanting characters seem to reveal some evil power, which makes people linger in fear. Wearing a black robe, behind the back is an extraordinarily enchanting figure set off by the red word of sin. Old village chief, can you think about it? Among the three figures, the figure standing in the middle spoke slowly, and there was a sense of playfulness in his voice, which made everyone around him feel uneasy. Humph. You messed up forces, don't try to devour our village. Even if we die, we won't agree to your unreasonable demands. A burly man with a big sword in his hand stepped forward and said, his eyes it was filled with an aura of fearlessness. There's a lot of nonsense. The next moment, the burly man's voice just fell, and the figure on the far right of the three figures suddenly flashed as fast as a ghost, and came to him with a dark and evil aura, Suddenly the burly man fell into a pool of blood. Boss, why are you talking so much nonsense with them? If you don't agree, kill them all. The figure on the far right casually obliterated the burly man, and then said impatiently, "Don't go too far." Seeing his clansmen being killed under his own eyes, the old village chief's eyelids trembled violently, as if he was ready to fight these three guys at any time. Village chief, there are absolutely no people in Shawu village who are greedy for life and fear of death. As long as you say a word, we will kill them endlessly. Some clansmen also looked at each other and said to the three figures, "Old village chief, you have to think carefully. If you make a mistake in this kind of decision, I'm afraid you are not alone." The man in the middle didn't seem to be in a hurry, and smiled directly. I promise you. But I can only help you deceive the Hawkeye team. As for whether you can arrest them, that's none of our business. The old village chief reluctantly said, no matter how angry he was, he wouldn't dare to confront these guys in front of him. Because they are too strong, and there are thousands of lives behind them. Hey, old village chief, you should have done this long ago, then it won't be like this. The figure who had just wiped out the burly man smiled slowly, his voice full of evil intentions. When they arrive, I will lead them into the trap you set up. The old village chief said viciously. Then we won't bother. After the three of them finished speaking, their figures flashed, and then an evil aura like moths left Dochuo in place. Village chief, the aura on their bodies is too evil. I'm afraid it has something to do with the extraterrestrial evil clan. We can't help. Some figures couldn't help roaring. Obviously, as members of the Great Thousand World, how could they be with the extraterrestrial evil clan collusion? Then why not? We have reported this matter for a long time, but the superpowers above Dongju are still unheard of. I am afraid that these guys have penetrated into the superpowers of Dongju. And what else can we do other than promise them? Did you fight with them? Betting on the lives of the whole village? The old village chief seemed to be emotional and roared in a low voice. Hey! Many men on the altar heard the words and sighed slightly. They all knew that although the village chief was doing this at the risk of a big deal, it was also for the sake of the lives of their villagers. Sir, are these guys credible? And the three figures who just disappeared were hidden in a hidden place outside the Shawu village. It doesn't matter. The guys from the Ghost Kingdom pretended to be the high-level leaders of Yunhunshan and hired the Eagle Eye team to go to Icefire Island to rescue the strong people in their clan, and we got the news that this undead leaf is in the hands of this group of people, but we don't know who it is. But for my king's coming and revenge, we must do our best to prevent the resurrection of the Holy Flame. After all, the Holy Flame's suppression of the king is too strong. And after countless years of research, we have already found a way to restrain the Holy Flame. As long as we get the undead leaf, with the connection between the undead leaf and the undead fire, we can keep this Holy Flame from appearing in the next world war. When the war between heaven and earth comes, this great world will lose the restraint of the Holy Flames on our foreign evil races. I see how they resist the pressure of our army. Susu. After the three figures finished speaking, they suddenly let out a gloomy smile that didn't look like a human being. As the figures of the three Sin forces slowly released evil smiles, at this moment, there were countless secret passages extending in all directions. The person from Lord Soul Sin seems to be here too. In the dark passage, a voice sounded leisurely. What? What are they doing here? When the figure called Soul Venerable heard the words, he was shocked. As the soul of the Ghost Kingdom, he naturally knows the power of Sin. Sin is a mysterious force composed of human beings. No one knows its overall strength, but the only certainty is that this force is not small. They spurn human beings and are willing to serve the evil races outside the realm. They are the moths that everyone in the world hates. These guys are specializing in bad things for us. Keep an eye on the Hawkeye team. Once they have an accident, they must report it in time. The Hawkeye team is very strong. We hired them to let them take the lead. Only then can we rescue the guy from Icefire Island. The mysterious Soul Venerable said slowly. After speaking, the underground passage has returned to calm, but it is also the time of the storm. It should be Shawu village in front. 2 days passed in a flash, and then Xiao Yang and the four came to Shawu village not far away. Hearing the sound of the sea slamming on the rocks, the two women were overjoyed. Said. Strange, how can there be a rather evil aura in this Shawu village? Evil tribes from outside the realm? Even though it was still several hundred meters away, Xiao Yang, relying on his huge soul power, smelled a trace of people who were terrifying. Disgusting breath. Sheng Yang is the biggest nemesis of the evil clan outside the realm, so Xiao Yang naturally sensed a breath that was difficult for everyone to notice. This video will end here.